J&M Story Studio. Stories that stay with you forever.
Every year, John welcomed the new year with hope in his heart and a long list of resolutions in his diary to be achieved in that year, such as wake up at 5 a.m. every day, exercise without fail, complete reading a book every week, learn to cook, become a completely better person, sleep on time, lesser screen time, and so on. But as weeks passed, life changed. By the end of January, John missed a few days. By February, the routine broke. And by March, the diary was closed. What hurt him most wasn't the broken resolutions. It was the familiar sadness that followed every year. He ended up with the guilt, disappointment, and the feeling that he had failed himself again. One day, with a heavy heart, John went to visit his grandfather. The old man sat calmly on his chair, sipping tea, his eyes kind and patient. "Grandpa," John said softly, "every year I take New Year resolutions and every year I fail. It makes me feel useless and depressed." The grandfather smiled, not in judgment but in understanding.
"My boy,"
he said,
"you are trying to climb a mountain in one leap.
John looked confused. The grandfather continued,
Big resolutions look powerful, but most of the time they are unrealistic. When we fail to keep them, we don't blame the goal, we blame ourselves. That's where the sadness comes from."
He placed a gentle hand on John's shoulder and said,
Instead of taking a big resolution for the whole year, take a small resolution for each day. Just one step, one day at a time.
The grandfather added,
Don't promise to change your life. Just promise to do one small good thing and do the same the next day.
John listened carefully. This time, he didn't take pressure. He felt relief. The coming New Year, John tried his grandfather's advice. He didn't plan the whole year. He planned today. One day he walked for 10 minutes. Another day he read 2 pages. Some days he rested without guilt. One day he tried to cook. Another he helped his mother in gardening, etc. There were days when he missed, but instead of quitting, he simply started again the next morning. January passed without sadness. March came, and John was still calm. Even towards the end of the year, in the month of December also, he felt peaceful, not perfect, but proud. For the first time, John didn't feel depressed about New Year resolutions because he had learned a powerful truth from his grandfather. Life does not change in one big decision. It changes quietly, one small day at a time. So, this year, try not to take big annual resolutions which we cannot follow or drop after New Year starts or maximum by midway of the year. Rather, take baby steps, small resolutions which are realistic and achievable. In a quiet little village, A donkey lived with his loyal friends. Their days were simple, joyful, and filled with play whenever they gathered. One careless moment changed everything. The donkey lost his footing and accidentally fell into a deep, dry well. His friends were shocked and felt helpless seeing this. They used their minds and ran to the villagers for help. Soon, the villagers gathered around the well. They looked down and shook their heads sadly. "Poor thing," one said. "There is no way he can come out," said another. "Stop trying," they shouted. "He will not make it," said another. Still, they patiently kept watching the donkey, scraping the loose mud from the walls with his hooves and trying to climb. Hours went by and the villagers grew tired watching. They began throwing bricks and stones in the well, saying, "Let us end his suffering. This is a waste of time." At first, it seemed cruel and hopeless. But every time a brick hit the ground, the donkey shook it off, stepped on it, and climbed a little higher. Brick after brick, stone after stone. Slowly, the donkey began to rise, stepping on it. The villagers were shocked seeing this, and his friends were clapping. The final brick beneath his hooves, and the donkey climbed up, leaped out of the well, shook the mud off his body, and ran away, free at last. The crowd stood in silence and talked about how the donkey did not get demotivated or did not give up even after listening to so many negative things from us. Then the donkey's friends smiled and said quietly, "He is deaf. He cannot listen. He could not hear your discouraging words. He thought you were cheering him on, and that is why he succeeded." Moral of the story: sometimes success comes not from strength or luck, but from refusing to listen to discouragements. Turn your obstacles into steps. Climb on it. Shake your body and move on. In a quiet village, surrounded by green fields and narrow mud roads, lived a man who owned vast acres of land. His entire property was filled with mango trees, rows upon rows, stretching as far as the eye could see. Every season, his workers harvested sack after sack of mangoes and sent them to the market. Wealth flowed easily into his home. Over time, the man grew proud. He believed his land made him untouchable. "No one in this village can ever defeat me," he said proudly. He will never ever need any help, is what he thought. Every morning, He looked at his mango plantation from his balcony and gave an arrogant look to the other small patches of land. If birds tried to eat a fruit, he chased them away merciless. If bees sat over a mango flower, he scared them in anger. He did not allow nature itself to share in his abundance. Even his workers, who toiled day and night, were never permitted to take a single mango from his field. To him, every fruit was profit, and only profit. Among his workers was a humble man who did not own any land of his own, no mango trees, no wealth, or no influence. But seeing him sad every day after work, his wife suggested him an idea. She said, "Why can't we start trying growing few vegetables in some grow bags? At least just enough to feed our family." They both bought soil and planted vegetable seeds in small soil bags under their hut shed. After a few months, they had fresh and grow bags were filled with different vegetables. One day, the landlord passed by this worker's house and made fun of how he has no land and is growing vegetables in these tiny bags. But the workers and his wife continued what they were doing. Whatever little extra he harvested, he carefully stored in clay pots and kept them safely under a shed, protected from sun and rain. They lived with contentment and quiet foresight. One night, the village sky darkened suddenly. Thunder cracked, strong winds were blowing, and rain poured the entire night. By morning, disaster had struck. The once magnificent mangrove plantation lay in ruins. Trees were broken, branches were on ground, and mangoes, ripe, unripe, and half grown, covered the ground. The landlord tried to salvage what he could, but the roads were flooded. Trucks could not reach the market. His acres of mango, once his pride, became useless overnight. Days passed and the rain did not stop. Now there was scarcity of food. That was when the humble worker came forward, drenched in rain from his Sometimes a small piece of land cared wisely is worth more than acres of land ruled by arrogance.
The man who refused to quit. This is not just a business story. This is a story about rejection, persistence, and the power of never giving up. When Colonel Harland Sanders was in his 60s, most people his age were thinking about retirement. But Sanders was not slowing down. He was starting over. Life had not been kind to him. He failed as a farmhand, failed as a railway worker, failed as a salesman. Even the small cafe he once owned could not survive. Failure followed him everywhere he went. At one point, even the restaurant he ran beside a highway shut down. A new road was built, and traffic never came back. Overnight, his livelihood disappeared.
Sanders was left with almost nothing. No stable income, very little money, just a handwritten recipe for fried chicken and an unshakable belief in it. Instead of giving up, he made a choice. He packed his old car, took his pressure cooker, and hit the road. He walked into restaurant after restaurant, town after town, asking the same simple question every time.
Would you like to try my chicken recipe?
Most said no. Some laughed. Some shut the door in his face. Many told him,
You're too old to start something new. No!
By the time Sanders finally heard his first yes, he had already faced more than 1,000 rejections. That single yes changed everything.
The recipe spread slowly, then faster. Restaurants loved it. Customers came back for more. Years later, that small idea became Kentucky Fried Chicken, known worldwide as KFC. Colonel Sanders did not succeed because life was easy. He succeeded because he refused to stop walking forward, one rejection at a time. Moral of the story: perseverance turns rejection into success. Failure is not the end. It is often just proof that you are still on the way. If this story inspired you, remember, your next yes might be just one step away.
In a sun-drenched village in India lived a little girl named Meera. Every morning, she was the first one to reach school. More than books, more than friends, Meera loved the sound of the school bell. Her uniform was old and faded. Her school bag was torn. She had only one pair of shoes, yet Meera was one of the brightest students in her class. She studied with full enthusiasm, and her parents felt proud every time they watched her learn. Unfortunately, one year of monsoon did not arrive. The earth turned hard and flaky. The crops failed. Meera's father stood in the village, holding dry soil with a heavy heart, said softly, "Meera, we cannot afford your school anymore." Meera went silently to home. She quickly removed the red ribbon from her hair. She folded her uniform and kept her bag aside. Her heart felt heavy. Now, the cheerful Meera had silent mornings. Days turned into weeks. Every morning, Meera watched other students walk past her house with their school bags. Meera decided not to give up or not letting her mind go hungry. From next day, when the distant sound of the school bell echoed through the village, she closed her eyes and pretending she was still there. No papers, no books. She picked up a small stick and began writing in the soft dust. Again and again, she practiced everything her teachers had taught her, because learning, she believed, should not stop. One afternoon, a familiar shadow fell across Meera's dusty classroom. It was Anjali. her teacher. "I see you haven't stopped learning, Meera," Anjali said gently, kneeling beside her. "If you cannot come to the school bell," Anjali said firmly, "then the school must come to you." She placed a slate and a piece of chalk into Meera's hands, but Anjali didn't stop there. She spoke to the school principal, and together they placed a large donation box in the school. Parents were encouraged to donate unused items such as books, bags, uniforms, pencil, pen, toys, anything a child could use. At the same time, Meera's teachers went together to meet village head. "Our children's future cannot wait for the rain," Anjali firmly said. The villager also accepted this time. Together, the villagers built a small shaded classroom in the heart of the village. All the donated items were placed nearby, so children could not afford new things could still learn with dignity. On the first day of the new shaded classroom, Anjali gave Meera a special honor. She installed a bell just like the school bell Meera used to love and asked Meera to do the inauguration. Meera held the rope and pulled with all her strength. The bell rang louder than ever before. Year passed. Meera became the first student there. Meera learnt, grew, and one day Meera became a teacher in that very classroom. Meera finally understood. Education is a seed that never fails. She would always remain grateful to her teacher Anjali, the woman who made sure Meera's dreams were not silenced by seasons, poverty, or hardship. Moral of the story: when a child's heart is eager to learn and a teacher's heart is brave enough to care, no drought, no storm, no hardship could stop their education. In a peaceful jungle, an elephant and a dog lived together as friends. A wonderful morning, both of them discovered something exciting. They were going to have babies. Months passed and the dog joyfully gave birth to a bunch of cute, playful puppies. Time went by and the dog became pregnant again. Soon she gave birth to more puppies, while the elephant was still carrying her very first baby. The other animals in the jungle began whispering amongst themselves and asked, "Elephant, are you really going to have a baby? Why it is taking so long? Look, the dog has already had so many babies, and yours hasn't even arrived yet." The elephant stood tall, calm, and a soft glow surrounded her. The glow of patience and wisdom. She was gentle, confident, and with a powerful voice, she said, "What I am carrying is not a puppy. I am carrying an elephant. My baby takes more time to grow, but when my child finally arrives and touches the earth, the whole world will stop and watch." And she was right. One beautiful day, The jungle was amazed as her baby arrived. Strong, majestic, and unforgettable. Every creature stood in awe. They all understood the fact that big dreams and big success grow slowly, but they are worth the wait. All animals in the jungle stood proudly and happily together along with the elephant and her baby. Moral of the story: never compare your journey with others. They may rise faster, but your dreams must be bigger, and thus it would take longer because they are meant to be great and worth the wait. In 1912 in Scotland, the Clark family lived happily. The couple were hardworking and had 5 kids. For years, Mr. and Mrs. Clark worked tireless, saving every coin, sacrificing every comfort for one desire to take all their 5 kids on the newly launched Titanic, the largest, most luxurious ship of its time and called as practically unsinkable. Finally, collectively, with all their savings, they bought tickets to Titanic for the whole family. They had passports, tickets, and hearts full of excitement. A new beginning was just a week away. But destiny had a different plan. 7 days before departure, Clark's youngest boy was playing outside when a neighborhood dog suddenly bit his arm. This dog was very friendly otherwise and surprisingly never had such a history. They called up a doctor quickly who treated the wound, gave medicine, and then made a devastating announcement. Because of the risk of rabies, the entire family would be placed under a 14-day quarantine. A yellow sheet was tied on their door, a symbol that no one could enter and no one could leave. Their lifelong dream was destroyed in seconds. Mr. Clark was highly disappointed because tickets had cost a fortune and it was non-refundable. And they had been planning for this for months. Mr. Clark was heartbroken. Days of anger followed. He blamed the dog, he blamed the doctor, he even blamed his own son and shouted at him. On the morning the ship was to sail, Mr. Clark stood sad while the ship went without their family. Tears filled his eyes with frustration, thinking, why did this happen to us? After the Titanic departed, just 5 days later, on April 15, 1912, news spread like wildfire. The unsinkable Titanic has sunk. Hundreds of lives, men, women, and children, were lost in the freezing Atlantic waters. The Clark's family would have been among them. Their cabin was in an area where no passengers survived. As Mr. Clark read the newspaper, his knees trembled. He bursted into tears, but this time they were tears of gratitude. He ran to his wife and kids, hugged his youngest son tightly, and whispered, "Son, your accident saved our whole family. What I thought was a curse was actually a blessing. A simple dog bite, something small, painful, but frustrating, had become the very reason they survived one of the greatest tragedies in the history." This story is also remembered as one of the unique incidents of universe protection against odds. That night, Mr. Clark knelt and thanked God for turning a moment of heartbreak into a miracle. Moral of the story: sometimes what feels like a setback is really protection. A closed door may be saving you from something you cannot see. Deep inside a dense jungle, there lived a tiger, feared by all animals. His roar shook the trees, and his anger kept every creature hiding in fear. He was strong, proud, and merciless. One day, after hunting, the tiger swallowed his food so quickly, a sharp bone got stuck in his throat, which did not allow him to close his mouth or swallow his food. The tiger tried pulling it on his own. He took help of a rock to remove it. He tried scratching his throat with his paw, but nothing worked. Soon, the mighty tiger began to choke. He could no longer roar, only produce a desperate groan. For the first time, the jungle heard the tiger cry for help. At first, the animals peeked from behind the bushes. They saw the tiger in pain, rolling on the ground. The tiger shouted weakly, "Help me, please. Remove the bone. I will reward whoever saves me. I promise, I promise." But every animal remembered how the tiger had treated them. He chased them without mercy. He scared their families. He attacked everyone who came close. His words of help did not convince them. They whispered among themselves, "If the bone is removed, he will attack again. Do not go near him." Finally, a tall crane stepped forward. She had a long beak and a slim neck, perfect for reaching into the tiger's throat. The tiger begged, "Please help me. I won't harm you, I swear." The crane hesitated. She knew the danger, but her heart was soft. So she said gently, "I will try, but you must keep your promise." The tiger nodded desperately. The crane stepped close. She placed her beak deep into the tiger's throat, carefully gripping the log bone and pulled it out successfully. The tiger gasped with relief. The crane stepped back and said, "Now, please give me the reward you promised." The tiger stood up. His strength returned. His cruel eyes narrowed, and he shouted, "Reward? You foolish bird! You put your head into a tiger's mouth and came out alive. That is your reward." Saying this, he tried to attack her within seconds. The crane froze and her heart pounded with fear. She understood the truth. This tiger will always be a tiger. His behavior cannot change from the way he was: merciless, rude, and heartless. Once he got what he wanted, his real nature returned. She flew away quickly, grateful for at least to be alive. Moral of the story: not everyone who cries for help deserves your support. Just like the tiger, some individuals act helpless only when they need something, pretend to be kind until they get what they want, and return to their harmful nature once their problems are solved. They use sympathy as a trap. Be compassionate, but also be wise. Help only when the person is truly deserving, not when their history shows danger.
No one else can come here. No one else
wrong, he said softly. From today, I'll help too. bright morning, deep beneath the garden, life was already buzzing. Wiggy, Diggy, and Lomo were busy digging new tunnels, shaping their little underground world. Diggy looked around proudly and said,
I will make the biggest tunnel ever. I don't need anyone's help.
Vicky and Lomo watched quietly, a little worried. Suddenly, a cracking sound was heard. The tunnel soil walls fell from above. Diggy's big tunnel was collapsing. Lomo heard the sound. His heart raced, but even though he was scared, he didn't run away. Vicky reacted fast. Lomo followed close behind. Together they dug carefully, side by side, without giving up. At last, Dicky was free, covered in soil, but safe. This time there was no proud smile. Diggy said softly, I thought strength meant doing everything alone, but I was wrong. From that day on, they planned together and worked together. Their tunnels grew stronger, and so did their friendship. True strength does not grow alone. It grows when we help one another. Moral of the story: working together makes problem look smaller and hearts bigger. Deep beneath the garden, life was peaceful. Vicky hummed as he dug. Dicky carved tunnels with confidence. And little Lomo followed quietly, learning every turn. One morning, it was just another normal day underground. The soil began to tremble. Tiny pebbles fell. The tunnels whispered with movement. The worms froze. Something had changed above them. Slowly, carefully, they peeped through a small opening. Light poured in. Too much light. And then they saw it. A chicken, holding a worm in its beak. Life could disappear in a peck. The chicken turned its head. Their eyes met. Time stopped and fear filled the soil. Dicky whispered, and in a flash, they vanished into the tunnel. But the danger followed. Claws scraped the ground above. Shadows danced on the tunnel walls. The garden was no longer safe. The chicken pushed its head down. Its beak entered their world. The worms pressed themselves against the earth, barely breathing. They dug faster, deeper, not towards the light, but away from it. This didn't happen once. It happens every day. Every shadow above meant danger. Every sound meant hiding. face again. Moral of the story: when the world changes, survival isn't about strength alone. It's about adaptation, teamwork, and wisdom.
Ria was a person everybody depended on. If someone needed help, she was there. If extra work came up, she accepted it. If a friend was struggling, she listened, even when her own heart felt heavy. She believed being kind meant always saying yes. But slowly, her energy faded. Her smiles became forced. Her life started revolving around everyone else except her. She saw her plants in the balcony all dried up. Her room messed up. She never had enough time for herself. Then one day, Ria felt sick. Her body was weak. Her head ached. She could barely stand. So, she did what she had always done for others. She asked for help. She called a friend. No answer. She messaged a neighbor. Seen, but no reply. Hours passed. No one came. No friend, no neighbor, no one. Ria lay there, staring at the ceiling, realized something painful. She had always shown up for everyone, but when she needed someone, she was alone. That evening, gathering all her strength, Ria got up. She boiled some water, dropped a packet of noodles in, sat quietly and ate alone. Not angry, not bitter, just aware. Just then, her grandmother arrived and quietly listened as Ria shared her experiences. Without saying much, her grandmother asked Ria to hold a cup already filled to the brim. She then tried pouring more from her kettle into it. As expected, the liquid spilled over the edge. Smiling gently, her grandmother explained, "When your cup is already full with others' problems and responsibilities, there is no space left for your own. What you add will only overflow, and that overflow is what weighs on your mind." From that day on, Ria chose balance. She helped when she could. She rested when she needed. She filled her own cup first. For the first time in a long way, Ria had time. Time to cook her favorite meal slowly and peacefully. She sat down and actually tasted her food. Time to watch her favorite show on TV without checking her phone every minute. Time to step into her small garden, touch the soil, water the plants and breathe. In the evenings, she cared for herself. Gentle skincare, quiet music, early sleep. Her days felt calmer. Her mind felt lighter. She thought, maybe this is what balance feels like. Moral of the story: saying no to others sometimes is saying yes to yourself, because you too matter. On a freezing night, when the streets were silent and the cold was cruel, a small puppy shivered alone, hungry, scared, forgotten. Tears froze on his face as he waited for help that never came. Then a poor man stopped. He had nothing to give except kindness. With trembling hands, he shared his food. No questions or hesitation. That single act kept the puppy alive. Days passed. The puppy grew stronger, healthier, and braver. But the man grew weaker. Life slowly took its toll. One day, the man collapsed. People rushed in. An ambulance arrived. The puppy watched, frozen in fear. As the man was taken away, the puppy stayed behind. Small, helpless, alone again. The puppy didn't understand hospitals or money, but he understood one thing. The man was in danger, and this time it was his turn to help. With tears in his eyes, the puppy worked, bought vegetables, chopped them, kneading dough, folding the dumpling, crying, but never stopped. That night, under city lights, the puppy opened a small cart. Steam rose, people came, one plate, then another. Coins filled the box. Hope grew. Every dumpling carried one prayer: to make money fast and reach the hospital to save the man. Clutching the money he earned, the puppy ran into the hospital. Small paws, big courage. At the counter, he paid the bill for the man who once helped him. He then ran inside the room, looked at the man, up, and saw the puppy. Tears fell, arms opened. They hugged, not as man and dog, but as a family. Moral of the story: one act of kindness changed two lives forever, because kindness never forgets, it always returns. In a quiet rural village lived an 8-year-old boy named Vishu. He was poor, but he was smart, hardworking, and carried a maturity far beyond his age. One evening, Vishu sat alone outside his small mud house, staring at the sky and children playing. Thoughts weighted heavily on his mind. His mother noticed in silence and softly asked, "What are you thinking, my child?" Vishu replied in a low, sad voice, "Sometimes life feels heavy, like I am carrying too much for my age." His mother sat beside him, placing a gentle hand on his back. "You are too strong to feel this way. Who told you this?" Vishu looked with calm, innocence, and confidence and said, "No one, Mama, but that's the fact." His mother smiled gently and said, "My son, let me tell you a story that my father told me once. A story that he shared whenever I had pain or doubts in my life. When my father was a small boy, he used to help my grandfather sell bananas in the market. Every morning, before placing the banana bundle on my father's head, Grandpa first lifts the bunch of bananas in his own hands, feel the weight, and only then place it gently on my father's shoulder. If it was too heavy, he would remove some. If it was light, only then he would ask my father to carry. Grandpa did this since he loved him, because he knew exactly how much my father, as a small child, could carry. Vishu's eye widened with emotion and understanding as he listened. His mother held his face and continued softly. So, my dear son, always remember, just like Grandpa tested the weight before placing it on my father's shoulder, God tests the weight of every hardship before giving it to us. God will never push you through something you cannot carry. Vishu leaned into his mother's embrace, feeling lighter than he had in a long time. Moral of the story: every burden we face is measured. Every hardship is known. Life never gives you a weight you are not strong enough to carry. Trust the process and trust your strength. High above a wide valley lived a mighty eagle known for its calm strength and powerful wings. And there was a crow who always teased the eagle. It mocked her strength, laughed at her silence, and tried again and again to provoke her. But the eagle never reacted. She stayed calm, quiet, and unshaken. One day, as the eagle spread her wings and began to fly gracefully across the open sky, the crow saw an opportunity. It swooped down suddenly and landed on the eagle's neck. The crow began to mock her loudly. "Look at you," the crow shouted. "So proud, yet you let me sit on your neck." The sky echoed with the crow's laughter, but the eagle did nothing. No argument, no anger, she simply kept flying. Other birds watched closely, expecting the eagle to fight back or shout in anger. But the eagle did nothing. No arguments, no retaliation. Instead, the eagle slowly spread its wings wider and began to fly higher. The crow laughed. "That's all you can do. Seems like you are running away." The eagle kept flying, higher than the hills, higher than the clouds, higher into the thin, quiet air. Soon the crow's laughter turned into panic. Higher the eagle went, the harder it became for the crow to breathe. Its wings became weak. Its voice faded. Unable to survive at this height, the crow lost its grip and fell away, disappearing into the distance below. The eagle, untouched and unbothered, continued its flight, alone, peaceful, and free. Moral of the story: don't waste your energy fighting negativity. When someone tries to pull you down, don't argue or react. Rise above it. Negativity cannot survive at higher levels of focus, purpose, and growth.
In Greek mythology, there lived a king named Midas. His palace was made with finest stone, but Midas did not care about stone because he loved gold. He loved the way it clinged, and he thought that's the way to feel most important in the world. He spent every morning in his basement counting his piles of yellow coins. One Sunday afternoon, while Midas was walking around his royal garden, he heard a loud snoring sound coming from behind a rose bush. He pushed the leaves aside and found Salinas, a satyr with the legs of a goat and the ears of a horse. Salinas had wandered away from his friends and fallen fast asleep in the dirt. Midas was a greedy king, but he was also kind to his guests. He helped Salinas wake up and invited him into the palace for a warm meal. After 10 days of storytelling and laughter, Midas personally led the satyr back to his master. That master was Dionysus, a powerful god who was known to make even vines grow with the snap of his fingers. Dionysus was so happy to see his friend Salinas safe back that he turned back to the king Midas and said, "Midas, you have a great heart, and thank you so much. I will grant you one wish. Anything you want shall be yours." Midas did not have to think twice. He shouted, "I wish that everything I touch turns into solid gold." Dionysus was shocked, but he nodded his head. "The wish is yours," he said. Midas hurried back to his palace to test his new power. He touched a plant on his way. It turned into a heavy gold leaf. He touched a stone on the path. It turned into yellow nugget. Midas danced with joy, touching everything he could and seeing it converting into gold. Soon Midas grew hungry and sat down for a feast. He reached for a piece of bread, but as soon as his finger bursted the crust, it turned into a hard gold brick. He tried to take a sip of water, but the liquid turned into a solid golden lump in his cup.
Just then, his daughter Crissa ran into the dining hall. She saw her father looking sad and didn't want him to be unhappy. "Father, what is the matter?" she asked. And before Midas could warn her to stay back, she rushed forward to give him a big, loving hug to make him feel better. "Wait, Crissa, stop!" Midas cried, but it was too late by then. As soon as his hands touched her shoulders, the warmth left her face. Her soft hair became stiff wires of gold, and her blue dress turned into a heavy yellow bell. His daughter was no longer a little girl. She was a cold, silent gold statue. Midas ran to Dionysus, begging, looking at the ceiling, saying, "I am sorry, I am foolish. I don't want the gold. It is worthless if I cannot hug my daughter or even eat my meals. It looks like a curse more than a blessing coming true." At last, Dionysus heard King Midas' desperate request. Moved by the king's sorrow, he spoke gently. "Go to the river Pectonus. Wash your hands in its flowing water, and your curse will be lifted." Without a moment's delay, Midas ran until he reached the river's edge. He washed his hands in the cold water. As he watched, the gold slowly washed away, flowing out of his skin like yellow sand. Midas rushed back to the palace and touched the gold statue of Crissa. In an instant, she turned back into a real girl. She blinked, breathed, and smiled. Midas fell into his knees and hugged his daughter. Her smile was worth more than all the gold in the world. Moral of the story: greed can turn blessings into curse. True wealth is not about what you own, but whom we love. Deep in the golden savannah, under a wide and watchful African sky, countless animals roam freely. Then, one unforgettable day, new life arrived. A baby giraffe was born. He was tiny, wobbly, and still learning how to breathe in this big world. As soon as the little calf touched the ground, something surprising happened. The mother giraffe gently but firmly kicked her newborn baby. The jungle went silent. The zebra was shocked. The elephant shook his head. The monkey whispered from the tree, "How rude! How can a mother do this to her own baby?" The bear in anger, "That looks cruel. A newborn needs comfort, not kicks." But the mother giraffe did not look angry. Her eyes were calm and full of care. The baby giraffe tried to stand. His legs were like tiny sticks. Before he could fall asleep again, another gentle kick. "Stop!" cried the deer. "You are hurting him." The mother giraffe lowered her head and spoke calmly. "I wish I could stay beside him every moment," she said, "but I cannot." She looked towards the deep jungle beyond the savannah. "I must walk far into the forest to find food. When I go, I cannot carry him with me, and I cannot always protect him." The animals listened closely when the mother giraffe pointed gently towards the tall grass. "And there is another reason," she said quietly. "This land is full of danger." Just then, the grass nearby rustled. A hungry hyena appeared, watching closely. The animals got afraid. The mother giraffe continued in her steady voice, "If my child cannot stand quickly, if he cannot run, he will not survive." She bent down and softly nugged her baby again. "Stand up, my little one," her eyes seemed to say. "The world will not wait for us." The baby giraffe trembled. His legs were shaking, his knees bent, but with great effort he pushed himself up on his long, shaky legs. Saying this, the hyena disappeared and ran away. Silence filled the savannah. The elephant stepped forward and said gently, "She was not being rude. She was preparing her child for life." The zebra nodded. "Her kicks were lessons," he said. The baby giraffe took his first steps, safe, strong, and alive. And the mother giraffe stood beside him, tall and watchful, proud of her child and ready to protect him whenever she could. Moral of the story: love is not always soft. What looks harsh may be care, meant to help us survive in a difficult world. This story is about a boy named Wilson who loved animals. One day, while sitting in the office, he thought to own a pet. So, he will be less distracted from gadgets and worldly thoughts. After analyzing a lot, he felt parrots would be a good idea. On the same day, he spoke to one of his friends and requested him to help him with 2 parrots. He was very excited and brought them home, named them Charlie and Zara. From the very first day, Wilson treated them like family. He bought them the finest apple, guava, sunflower seeds, peanuts, and whatnot. He gently gave them a warm water bath when required, carefully dried their feathers, and made sure they were comfortable. During winters, he put a warm blanket over the cage to protect them from cold. Their cage was spacious and clean. It had fresh water always available. When he opened the cage in his house, both parents play over. Charlie responded with cheerful chirps and playful affection. However, Zara remained distant, quiet, uncooperative, and cold. Wilson didn't mind. He believed love could soften even the hardest hearts. One evening, after returning from work, Wilson noticed an unusual silence. As he rushed to the cage, his heart sank. Charlie was lifeless. In a violent fight, Zara had killed him. There was no fear, no regret, only emptiness in Zara's eyes. Wilson was shattered. Days turned into months, and Wilson continued to care for Zara with the same kindness he had shown when Charlie was alive. He fed him well, kept him clean, and spoke to him gently. He hoped, perhaps foolishly, that love would still make a difference. But Zara never changed. One day, as Wilson reached out to her, Zara bit his hand hard. There was no affection, no trust, only hostility. At that moment, Wilson understood something painful but true. With a heavy heart, he opened the cage and moved Zara to the open balcony, where he could live freely, away from his care and expectations. Wilson walked away, carrying both sorrow and clarity in his heart. Still, for few days after returning from office, he used to check in his balcony if Zara had returned out of love he received for more than an year. But he never saw Zara back. He realized one hard reality, that love and kindness cannot change everyone. Moral of the story: some hearts do not value care, and continuing to give without respect only brings pain. Know when to protect your peace and let go. Once upon a time, in a quiet village near a wheat field, lived a little sparrow named Spinny. Spinny was very clever. Every morning, she flew early to the fields and collected grains. Soon she had more grains than she could ever eat. She stored them carefully under a big leaf near her nest. Many other birds lived nearby. Sometimes, when there was scarcity of food, they asked Spinny kindly, "Spinny, you have so many grains. Can you share a little with us?" But Spinny always said, "No, no. What if I need them later?" She chirped greedily, "These are mine." Even when her stomach was full, she always refused to share. The other birds felt sad but never argued. They quietly flew away, helping each other instead. Finally, one day, everything changed. One afternoon, dark clouds covered the sky. Thunder roared and heavy rain began to fall. The rain poured heavily for hours together. Suddenly, a strong stream of water rushed into the field and washed away all the Spinny's grain. Every single grain disappeared. Spinny looked at the empty ground and cried, "All my grains are gone. What will I eat now?" She felt cold, hungry, and very sad. Just then, something unexpected happened. The other birds returned with whom Spinny had never shared her grains with. One by one, they stepped forward and gently placed grains before her. "Here, Spinny," said the doves. "We know you are hungry," said the myna kindly. "We believe in helping each other," said the pigeon. Spinny looked at them in silence, her eyes wide with wonder. She was shocked, not by the loss of her grains, but the kindness she had never shown and was now receiving. Moral of the story: sharing builds friendships. Greed leaves us alone. Those who help others in need are the ones who truly become rich.
Far beyond Earth, there existed a world not born of flesh, but of living metal. Its people were intelligent, peaceful, evolved beyond weakness. Then, the sky broke, and the war arrived without warning. In moments, an entire civilization was erased. Only one remained, carrying the weight of a dead world. He fled, not to survive, but because he had no choice. Fragile yet alive. Earth welcomed him with fire and rain. This world was fragile, but full of life. To survive, he had to disappear and become one of them. As he was walking, found an injured officer struggling for life. Metal Man tried to help, but he died. Metal took the officer's identity and transformed to look exactly like the officer. The world knew him as Officer Flesroy. Metal now, Officer Flesroy walks into the police station and no one could identify the difference. Metal tried to perfectly gel with the identity and system. But beneath the uniform, the Metal never slept. He flowed through the system unseen. No door was closed to him. He flowed through their systems unseen, unstoppable. He could flow through any servers undetected. No secret could hide. He used this to understand Officer Flesroy. Who was he, and why was he silenced? The Metal learned and remembered. When suffering begins, he feels it. And when justice cannot wait, he no longer hides. Not for glory, not for recognition, but because someone must stand. They will never know his name. They will never see his face. Metal Man, the silent protector, has arrived.
Next series coming soon.
A world of living metal, erased by invasion. Only one survivor remained. He entered Earth through fire and hid behind a badge, but the Metal never slept.
The Metal Man Series 2.
His uniform belonged to a man he never met, but the city treated him like it always had.
Patients inside! Backup generator is failing!
All units, major blackout near Central District. Multiple emergency calls.
Officer Flesroy, there is an emergency. We need you urgently.
I will be there in 5 minutes.
We are stuck here! Mommy, help! Someone please help! Open the door! Help us!
I don't find any way out.
I cannot reveal my power. I have to reach for help.
Officer Flesroy is here. We can expect some help now.
It's okay, sweetie.
I'm scared.
I know, I'm here.
Elevator stuck between floors. 2 people inside. Where's the panel room?
Inside the building, time was running out for someone he couldn't see.
Panel is jammed. Can't access the main switch. Step back. Give me 10 seconds.
No door was closed to him, but every door risked exposing him.
Officer Flesroy covers the switch area, so the person behind cannot see his powders to unlock it.
He moved like water inside electricity.
Just open. He couldn't show the metal, so he used it like a whisper.
This pattern is unusual. Why, it looks like someone messed with the system.
Thank you.
You are safe now, that's what matters. 2 strangers were rescued, not knowing how he helped.
Whoever did this, I will find you.
His first rescue didn't reveal him. It revealed the war he'd stepped into.
Next series coming soon.
Jerry always sat on the last bench of the classroom, not because he liked it there, but because it was easier to stay unnoticed. He came to school without a proper bag, no lunchbox, and just one pencil, sharpened carefully every morning, hoping it would last another day. One afternoon, the teacher announced a surprise test. The classroom buzzed with moments. Students opened pencil boxes, borrowing erasers, sharpening their pencils. Jerry stayed staring at the pencil in his hand. If it broke, he would have nothing to write with, and no way to explain why. A boy from the front bench noticed. He turned around, quietly took a pencil from his box, went to the last desk, and placed it on Jerry's desk. Jerry whispered, "No, you might need it." The boy smiled and said softly, "If mine breaks, I have more. But if your breaks, you will lose your test." Jerry nodded, holding back his tears. He never forgot that moment. Years later, standing on stage as a successful man, speaking to students about life and hard work, he shared one simple truth. My journey didn't begin with talent or opportunities. It began with someone sharing a pencil with me. And somewhere in the audience, a man smiled quietly, remembering a small classroom and a simple act that changed a life forever. Somewhere, a man wiped his eyes quietly, never knowing that a pencil he once shared had grown into a life he helped shape. Moral of the story: sometimes what we give for free becomes the reason someone rises.
There once was a mountain climber who dreamt of conquering the highest peak in the world. He prepared for years, trained his body, strengthened his mind, but deep inside, he wanted the glory for himself. So, he chose to climb alone. He began his journey early in the morning, moving higher and higher with determination. As evening approached, instead of stopping to set up his tent, he pushed forward, driven by pride, driven by ambition. Soon, darkness fell. The night on the mountain was unforgiving. Visibility dropped at zero. Everything was black, cold, silent, and terrifying. Just a few feet away from the summit, the climber slipped. He suddenly was falling faster and faster, surrounded by darkness with nothing to see but fear itself. In those terrifying moments, his entire life flashed before his eyes, the good and the bad. Then the fall stopped. A sharp jerk pulled at his waist. The rope. It was holding him. His body hung in the air, suspended between life and death. Alone, hopeless, and in that stillness, with nowhere else to turn, he screamed,
"Help me, Lord!"
A moment passed. Then a deep, calm voice echoed from above.
What do you want me to do?
The climber cried out.
Help me, God.
The voice replied.
Do you truly believe I can save you?
With desperation, the man answered.
Yes, Lord, I believe. Just save me, God.
Then the voice said,
Cut the rope tied to your waist.
Silence, fear, doubt. The climber tightened his grip and chose to hold on. The next morning, the rescue team found his body frozen, hanging from the rope, his hands still clutching it tightly. They say he was only 5 feet away from the ground. And now the question is for us. How tightly are we holding onto our rope? And when faith demands a difficult decision, what we will choose? Never doubt the plans of God. Never believe that He has forgotten you or abandoned you. Even when you cannot see the ground beneath you, remember, He is still holding you. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. There once lived a small innocent boy happily with his grandparents. They spent their days together laughing, talking, and sharing simple joys.
Here comes the airplane.
Yummy!
That's my boy.
One more bite, sweetie.
To the boy, his grandparents were his strength, warmth, and safety. One day, everything changed. The grandfather felt terribly sick.
Grandpa, what's wrong? Oh no! Grandpa, wake up! Help! Somebody help!
The doctor came, checked carefully, and finally said words the boy could not understand. We have done everything we could.
Now only God can save your grandpa.
I will get God and save my grandpa.
I know, sweetie, I know.
The boy didn't know who God was, but he knew one thing. He had to find Him. He took that one coin he was saving since long under his pillow and ran to the shops.
I will buy God with this money and save my grandpa.
People looked at him strangely. Some laughed, some ignored him.
But why do you want to buy God?
The boy replied softly. Doctor said only God can save my grandfather.
You will not get anything with this coin!
Finally, tired and hopeful, he stopped at one last shop. Once again, he asked,
Can you please give me God with this coin?
No, baby, we do not sell God.
Inside the shop stood a quiet man who listened carefully. He said nothing at first, and then he said to the boy,
Yes, I can buy God for you with this coin. This is your God. Give 1 spoon of it to your grandfather every day.
The boy believed him completely. He ran back to his home with hope. The boy did not know This man was the wealthiest person in that town.
Eat this, Grandpa. You will be all right.
After sending the boy with the honey, he spoke to the doctors in the hospital and said,
Doctor, give him the best treatment possible. I will pay the bill. I understand. He will receive the best care.
Slowly, the grandfather began to recover.
Please have this, Grandpa.
This is for the grandpa, room number 121.
Thank you, sir.
At the hospital, as the grandfather was being discharged finally, the boy saw this man again. He ran to him, hugged him tightly, and said with a shining smile,
Hey, you here!
Of course, buddy.
You know, God saved my grandfather, the God I bought with the coin I gave you.
Oh, so that honey worked.
Oh, yes. The God you gave for my grandfather saved him. Good that you had it every day. See, you are all right now.
Medical treatment worked for him. Oh, no. God saved his life, which the boy bought in exchange for his coin. Every morning, Arjun walked into the office with hope, but the air inside always felt heavy. New day, maybe today will be better.
Why is everyone moving so slow this morning? Who told you to do it like this? Do I have to watch every little thing?
Sorry, sir. I'll fix it. When control replaces trust, fear becomes the manager. You guys have no suggestions? As expected. Silence isn't agreement, it's fear. I can't speak. What if I say something wrong?
I just want to survive this job. I just want to survive this job.
I'm working harder than ever. Why do I feel so small? Don't forget the deadline. Meet me tomorrow morning in person. I gave everything and it's still not enough. This is Theory X leadership, where employees are managed by fear, not inspired by trust. But how long can a workplace survive on fear alone? Raghu joined the company as a sales coordinator, young, quiet, and eager to prove himself. Raghu, can you follow up on this invoice? Yes, I'll handle it. Arav worked on the floor, handling orders, chasing invoices, coordinating between sales teams and customers. He was efficient, sharp with numbers, and always available. And Manish, the CEO, noticed him. From above, someone was watching. Raghu, come to my office. I see potential in you. I want you to grow fast. Thank you, sir. I won't disappoint. Promotions came fast. Territories increased. Authority followed.
He has the CEO's hand.
What? Are you sure?
I saw it. We need to be careful.
He's coming this way. Raghu became general manager, young in age, heavy with power. CEO chose me. I must prove he was right. I don't care how you close it. I only want the numbers. We are not machines. It is frustrating to work here. They need only reports, sales, targets, and numbers. Do not care about our stress. All invoicing must close by 31st December. No excuses. Targets have to be completed. Send me the full report tonight. It's Raghu. He wants the report tonight.
Tonight? That's impossible.
We have to. Let's go. By evening, I want next year's plan. Raghu, I really need your help with this. I'm busy. Find the solution yourself. Raghu gave no solutions. Instead of supporting, he asked them to find solutions by themselves. You will call me sir. He demanded respect from his colleague by asking them to call him sir. We need more people. Employees are leaving the workplace. Manage with what you have. We will not get any... Disagreement became disrespect. Silence became survival. The numbers looked good. The people were breaking. Power without empathy creates fear, not leadership. He rose because someone believed in him, but he forgot to believe in people. Leadership is not about figures alone. When people are pushed too hard, numbers may rise, but trust never does.
The trains who learned to wait. At Sunrise Junction Station, trains weren't just machines, they were like people. They had eyes, faces, and feelings. Some were calm, some were tired, some were always in a hurry. The station buzzed like a busy city waking up. Rushy, the express train, stood at the front, engines humming loudly. "I'm the fastest," Rushy boasted. "I don't have time to wait for anyone." He revved his engine, tapping his wheels impatiently like feet on the ground. At the far end stood Slow-Mo, an old train with faded paint and a soft smile. "I may be slow," Slow-Mo said kindly, "but every passenger matters." Children, elders, and families felt safe boarding Slow-Mo. Suddenly the signal turned red. A broken track lay ahead. Slow-Mo stopped immediately. Other trains waited silently, but Rushy laughed. "Signals are for slow trains," he said. Rushy sped forward, and bang! His wheels jammed. Smoke rose. Passengers panicked. Rushy's confident face turned scared. I need help," he whispered. Slow-Mo and the other trains rolled forward together. No anger, no lectures. They gently pushed, supported, and guided Rushy back to safety. Rushy's eyes filled with tears. That evening, under a golden sky, Rushy spoke softly. "Speed is nothing without care. I forgot that lives ride with me." Slow-Mo smiled. Sometimes, slowing down is the fastest way to arrive safely. From that day on, the trains moved together, not racing, not boasting, but respecting every signal and every life. Moral of the story: being first is not important. Being responsible is. True progress comes from patience, care, and teamwork. the train who wanted another track. At Meadow Junction, 2 tracks ran side by side. Trains passed every day, each with its own journey. Rushy, a luxury train with polished paint, watched other trains proudly. Why do they get the long routes? Rushy wondered. On the other track, cargo carried food, medicine and supplies, quietly doing important work. Dark clouds rolled in. Rain flooded one track. Signals flashed red. Cargo's engines struggled. Supplies were stuck. Villages waited. Rushy could continue its luxury route or help. Rushy switched tracks. Rushy pushed. Cargo pulled. Slowly, both trains moved forward. That evening, Rushy smiled. Not because it was admired, but because it mattered. Moral of the story: every role has value. Greatness is not where you go, but how you help others reach safely.
Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a wise and kind king. His kingdom stretched across acres and acres of fertile land, rich with rivers, forests, and golden fields. The king believed that land should belong to those who are poor and really need it.
I have to think about my people and do something for them.
One day, he asked the entire people to gather. There, he made a grand announcement to his people.
At sunrise tomorrow, we will have a running competition. The land you cover by foot before sunset shall be yours.
The entire crowd was surprised with excitement.
Hold on, there is a twist to the challenge.
The crowd waited to hear the twist from the king.
Anyone can participate, but you need to come back to the palace before sunset.
Next day morning, the race began.
Run, but ensure you come back before the sunset.
Men ran across hills, fields, and valleys, carefully measuring their strength.
I still have energy. I do not have energy, but I want more land.
As the sun began to low, all the participants returned back, hearts racing, but minds calm. They all were excited to reach back to the kingdom and get the land they covered from the king.
Wonderful, the area you have covered is measured.
All except one. Blinded by greed, he whispered to himself,
King said, all land you cover is yours, let me cover some more.
The sun dipped closer to the horizon. The kingdom bells rang, but the man did not reach.
I want more land. I want more land. I want more land.
He ran and kept on running, ignoring the fading light, ignoring that he is getting exhausted. At last, his legs failed him.
I want more land. I want more.
He collapsed onto the land he tried to
I want more land,
own.
I can run more.
Those who returned before sunset were awarded fields, river valleys, trees. But this greedy man received nothing, not even an inch, because in chasing a little more land before the sunset, he lost everything. Moral of the
I want
story:
more land.
there must
want
be
more
an
land.
end to greed.
I want more land.
True wealth lies in knowing when to stop.
Everyone starts somewhere. Ram, I just need one chance. I'll work day and night. Relax, I've got you. Vikram gave Arjun a job, an entry, a start. Sometimes help looks like kindness, sometimes it looks like power. When the world sleeps, ambition stays awake. Not today, I can rest later. He wasn't building success. They'll forget this night. I won't. Years later, the room felt colder.
You betrayed the company. You mismanaged funds. That's not true. You know it's not true. Business isn't emotional, Arjun. Security? Escort him out.
The hand that fed him was the same hand that pushed him down.
Sir, this way.
The hand that once fed him now pushed him into the rain. He didn't shout. He didn't beg. I'll remember this. He didn't chase revenge. He chased clarity. Discipline first, emotion later. This is how power is rebuilt. This time, I built mine. Power doesn't announce itself, it arrives quietly. Vikram Industries in crisis. Investors pull out. Banks demand settlement. Power fades quietly when it's built on arrogance. Get me an investor. Anyone. Control slips before it collapses.
We have an investor who is willing to invest.
Who is this? You? Desperation opens doors.
Arjun?
And sometimes the past is already waiting. Sit down, Vikram. We have business. You're doing this for revenge? Every empire ends with a signature. You're doing this to get back at me? Sign it, Vikram. It's done. This changes everything. That's the point. I'm doing this because you taught me something. What? But disrespect is expensive. Never disrespect or humiliate anyone so much that they may stay silent but wait to take revenge.
Clear Your Thought, a story that will change how you think. Have you ever felt tired, even after doing nothing? Not because your body was exhausted, but because your mind never stopped talking. This is the story of a young man who lived like that every single day. In a quiet village surrounded by mountains, lived a 25-year-old man named Arav. From the outside, Arav's life looked normal, but inside his head, it was chaos. Thoughts chased him from morning till night, regrets from the past, fears about the future. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I never find peace? His mind felt like a storm that never rested. At night, when the world slept, Arav stared at the ceiling, wide awake. And in the mirror, the smile he once had slowly disappeared. One day, Arav heard a rumor. Far beyond the hills, there was a small village where an old sage named Master Renzin lived. Long ago, he had been a respected healer in the city, helping thousands heal their minds. But one day, he walked away from noise, fame, and money. He chose silence, nature, stillness. People said, those who met him never returned the same. Arav felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. The journey was long. Steep paths, cold nights, tired legs. But Arav kept walking, because pain was familiar and peace was worth the risk. When he finally arrived, he saw a small house covered in vines. On the porch sat an old man, eyes closed, breathing slowly, as if the world had no power over him. Erav bowed and said softly,
Master, my mind never rests. I am trapped in my thoughts. I just want peace.
The old man opened his eyes and smiled.
If peace is what you seek, then come. I have a task for you.
Master Renzin filled a glass right to the brim with water, not a single drop of space left. He handed it to Erav.
Walk to the end of the village and come back. But if even one drop spills, you fail.
Erav hesitated, but he nodded. The village was alive. Children laughing, merchants shouting, dogs barking, feet rushing past him. But Arav saw none of it. His eyes locked onto the glass, his hands steady, his breath slow. Step by step, he walked. When he returned, the glass was still full. Not a single drop lost. The question that changed everything, Master Renzin smiled.
Tell me, Arav, did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?
Arav frowned.
No, I saw nothing. I heard nothing. I was only focused on the water.
The old man nodded.
Exactly. The truth about peace. When your mind stays in the present, there is no room for fear, no room for regret, no room for endless noise. While holding that glass, you were not living in yesterday. You were not afraid of tomorrow. You were here. Peace is not found by escaping life. Peace is found by being fully present in it.
Erav felt something shift inside him. Not excitement, not relief, stillness. As the sun dipped below the mountains and birds returned to their nests, Arav began walking home. But he was no longer carrying a restless mind. He was carrying awareness. And for the first time in years, he smiled. Your mind becomes heavy not because life is hard, but because you live everywhere except now. If you want peace, empty your mind of yesterday and tomorrow. Leave this moment. That is where peace has always been.